Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I must say, the super dope beatmaker is at it again.
Yeah, as
But nevertheless, welcome. Yeah, super dope beatmakers at it again. Welcome to this week 3 edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show, A7FL Recap, where we recap week 3 that was in the American Sevens Football League. I am the light skinned, red faced lobster because I am all red as out in the face. Even though I was under a canopy for most of the game, but nonetheless, my face still got bright crimson red, almost matching my lavender shirt that I'm wearing still. Nonetheless, I'm Dub, that is Mizzle, and we welcome you guys, and we thank you guys for chiming in and watching. Nonetheless, glad you're with us as we will recap what happened today in week 3 of the A7FL, and basically some things that happened that really shocked the heck out of me, which was very unexpected. Some things that really was unexpected, for lack of a better term, but nonetheless,
especially the game of the week. Didn't see the game of the week being played that way. That was real shocking to see that.
You and everybody else that was anticipating a game between the Force and Sickwood, it was not a game at all. We will get into that as this show progresses. But real quickly, we do want to give scores from across the league, as we will bring it up here for this. Well, it's officially tax day in the East Coast, but it is still the 14th here in the West Coast. But back east, the DC Buzz get their first win of the season. They beat the Rahway Snow Tribe by a final score of 13-7. The Baltimore Watchmen get a win over the East Orange Renegades 55-12. Unfortunately, that game was not streamed, so you weren't able to watch that game. In Ohio, it was the Cincinnati Chaos beating the Olatangi Volcanoes 75-6. Needless to say, 75-6. Needless to say, one team showed up and the other did not.
That's fair.
The Covington Heights remained undefeated. They beat the Columbus Explorers 41-25. We don't have a score yet for the QC Crush and the Indianapolis Octane. As soon as we do get a score, we will let you guys know. And of course, the game of the day back east, the rivalry that has made this league go for many years. The Triton BIC, the Triton Brothers in Christ, taking on the Patterson U, and the BIC remain unbeaten by beating the U by a final score of 35-20, as the BIC get revenge on the U for losing to them twice last season.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, it was very unexpected. I know Matt Ryan was looking very forward to calling this game, and I'm pretty sure he and Rob Fabian enjoyed it. But the BIC making a huge statement, trying to show the A7FL world that, hey, we are still here and we are still a force to be reckoned with, and they showed that today. I was watching a little bit of it, and I mean, it's just the BIC imposed their will, but knowing the Patterson U, they will bounce back and definitely might take it out on their next opponent in the following week.
Yeah, I do kind of feel sorry for that opponent. Woo.
But nonetheless, the BIC get a big win, 35-20 over the Patterson U. And here in Vegas today, it was the Vegas Kryptonite. They're going to 2-0 on the year. They beat the Vegas Gold 40-6. But for the Gold, something to gain momentum is the Gold at least found the end zone, because, of course, back in week 1, they did not find the end zone at all. They were shut out. So something to build on.
Well, I hear you say something to build on, but yes, scoring, but it's almost like they had a same as the week before. You know, it took them towards the end of the game to even get the points, if I'm not mistaken. It's just they didn't look like they were together. Something was just off. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just something like they had momentum, and then they lose the momentum. They were getting turnovers. The defense was
Yeah,
playing well. Something
yeah.
on that offense just didn't come together for them. But
Well,
yes, I agree. That's something to build on. Okay, we got points. Let's try to build on that. But they got a lot of work to do. Just not scoring that one touchdown.
they do. But it's kind of almost like the same thing with the Hunters.
Mm,
Is
hmm
they have to get some linemen to
Yes,
give whomever the quarterback is time to throw. I mean, when Jeremiah Reeves has time to throw, he can put the ball on a receiver. I mean,
yes,
like,
yes.
but I mean, there are some plays today to where Jones was open, possibly would have scored. The pass was there, and as
Yeah.
our dad says, hit him in the wrong spot, hit him in the hands.
Hope you
Definitely would have
catch
been
it.
a first. Definitely would have been a first down. Definitely could have been more. I mean, they left some plays out there, but
I
again,
tell
the quarterback, the quarterback can only do so much with very limited time.
Indeed.
I mean, the good ones find a way to do it, and I mean, the goal do have some people that can play.
Yes, that's the yes.
I,
That's,
I mean, Adrian Alec, the touchdown that he scored on, he was not going to be denied the end zone. Uh,
hmm
Played with a tremendous motor, but I mean, going back to the Kryptonite, there are some good things that the Kryptonite did. I mean, Keenan Walton playing quarterback as Alexander Fliss was not there. He ran the offense very well. Powell, little Bubba, ran with some authority
A little
and
bit of
just,
pass.
I mean, the Kryptonite just found ways, and now they will have their biggest test next week. I'm not going to tell you who their opponent is, but we'll talk about that as the broadcast goes. Same
Yeah.
with the goal, but nonetheless, 40-6 was the final score, and the Gold get the win. Moving on to the second game, the Insomniacs put up another 40 burger, but the Pit Bosses really showed some fight in this game. They lost 46-18. They were wearing in spring jerseys, so it was easy to tell the numbers. But again, when you don't have the roster, or when you have the roster but the jersey numbers don't match, it's kind of hard to predict who is who. Hopefully, supposedly next week the Pit Bosses will have their actual jerseys, and then we can finally put the faces to the players. But again, Iquan Corsi, he's a player. Um, the Insomniacs got two huge additions back in Danye Lyons and David
Mhm.
Clark, and
And the presence was felt very. Yeah.
immediately,
Yes.
first play, first play of the game, Scooter goes up top to David Clark for a big chunk play.
Yeah.
Um,
It's good to see
I'm
Scooter back playing quarterback. It was good to see him back
well,
there.
he
I mean,
just wanted to
I
take.
know it was good to have that week off, but it's good, even though he missed Munchie, you know. And it seems like they didn't. The offense was running pretty smooth without Munchie out there. And again, if Munchie's watching or paying attention, congratulate happy anniversary to you and the missus.
Yes, yes, yes. Enjoying themselves in the 619.
Yes, indeed. But though
Having having
the offense looked good, and it's good to see the Insomniacs start off fast. Because remember during the fall brawl, they did start off pretty slow, and then they worked up. They worked up to running their offense smoothly. But it's good to see the first play up top. Offense was running pretty fast. They were moving pretty good. When you got Mr. Wilkerson back there, anything can happen.
well, Wilkerson does Wilkerson things, but actually Devontae Carter ran the ball with power and force today.
Mhm.
Of course, Devontae
By the
is
way,
always
big man should not run routes like that. Big man should
no.
never be.
Jeremy Haywood, and his nickname on his jersey is "You're too small," and he made people look very, very small. But yeah, big man should not be jovial with juke moves like that and run routes like that. But I mean, he is. I mean,
Very
a lot of
athletic,
these,
though.
a lot of these players are very athletic for the big. Of course, we talk about Sal on sick, Branch and Walters on the force are big
Yes.
guys. Are big guys that shouldn't move like that. I mean, Lugo for sick today. tall men should not be running routes like that and run fast like that on the way to the end zone. But I mean, it was just a whole different package. But I will say, even though AJ McQuaig didn't play much, Davion Hodges, number 54, he was all up in the backfield for the Insomniacs on defense today, along with Mr. Schufert's brother, D-Rock, De'Eric Schufert. He was applying pressure along with J.J. Harris. But one thing I will say, even when Scooter is not in there at quarterback, Zach Luciano throws a very pretty deep ball.
Well, I think it was on the point out where he rolled out and he threw big man with football, where he just threw it and big man with football just ran right under it. I mean, his touch is very like him and Scooter must both practice the touch plays because they both got nice touch on the deep ball, and it just into their hands.
Well, here's the thing, and this is something that Scotty mentioned during the broadcast, that Zach really just enjoys his role on TV, which yes, he is. Shout out to Scott McCorkle. And one thing he said was that I think Zach enjoys his role on the team, and the fact is that, I mean, Zach really could start on any other team in this league if he wanted to, because he's that doggone talented. I mean, he was on the Kryptonite last season, playing alongside Smooth, and you saw what he could do in the backstack. And yes, Mel, we are live on the air again. Shout out to Mel. Shout out to Mel Carey simply for
again, tremendous camera work, man. That just
not just that. As you know, as you heard on the broadcast, it was very windy where we're at Modern Academy.
You stole my thunder, damn it.
which by the way, that is a very nice looking field. Very nice. Home of the Knights. But for Mel, okay, first off, Mel was in short sleeve shirt, wrapped in a blanket like baby Jesus, and still giving you fantastic camera views. So shout out to Mel Carey and
whole camera staff.
As he was leaving a comment on my Facebook page, because yes, not only are we live on Facebook page,
we have a birthday boy watching on here, Mr. Brooks.
Whoa! Oh, yes. Happy
birthday, brother.
Yes, Mr. Kenny Brooks. Yes, happy freaking birthday to my guy.
Yes, sir.
I hope Mrs. Brooks and the rest of the family and your loved ones spoiled and loved on you today.
Yes, indeed.
Because you have definitely put in the work for sure.
Yes, sir.
So yes, that Gummit, happy birthday. Our good friend, he's practically family because we've known Kenny for 20 plus years. And of course, I go back all the way to Franklin Junior High with Kenny and Jason. So there you have it. Yeah. But KB, happy birthday, my guy. Hopefully you enjoy it and get the chance to celebrate it. And if you're watching it, working, being entertained by us, again, we appreciate it. We love you for it.
Yes.
But yeah, it is very hard to try and do a broadcast in very windy conditions.
My goodness, you guys held it off though. You guys did well. It was. You sounded perfect. You and Scotty sounded perfect, aka the Viking. But it would sound like Chris was like in a distance a little bit. I think you guys fixed it later on in the broadcast, but it kind of sounded like he was the one only in the distance. But you and the Viking were like sounded pretty good. But you damn sure hurt that win, man. It was whipping.
It was whipping
too. Like it was calm wind, and then you heard it. Like it was.
Well, hence why I told the story about my very first experience.
You gonna learn today
of understanding when people said the coldest summer I ever spent was in San Francisco, which I told our viewers the story about how I went to Candlestick Park and my genius self decided to wear shorts. Now, luckily, I have my very long brown jacket with me, my winter overcoat, and then I realized. Now I know why they say that quote. So after that, never again did I ever wear shorts to Candlestick Park. Nevertheless, also shout out to Steve Ashmore from Ashmore Media, giving us some awesome, tremendous shots. To which, again, if you want to get your shot or get your stuff, guys, so make sure you reach out to Steve Ashmore. and he will consider your pitch for whatever team you play for. But I mean, the Insomniacs do what they do. I mean, some say the slow start, they can't do that against good teams, and you can't. But again, they just find ways in the second
Oh
to
yeah,
just wear you down. But I mean, the pit bosses showed some fight. They showed some spark. They showed some dog in them, which I mean
good.
really intrigues me for next week game because there is a game next week to where somebody will get their first win of the season, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on in this week 3 recap. But I mean, the Insomniacs were trying out some stuff, and I mean, this is what they do. They'll practice some things and try to implement new stuff. But I mean, when it comes right down to it, when they need to do what they have to do, they do. And of course, they put up 46 yet again and get the win. And now we come forward to the game of the week. Like I said, we were not expecting this
Was it
scoring
really the
what it
game of the week
was
though?
and what it turned
It looked
into.
like one sided.
It it looked like a scrimmage. It looked like one team came and showed up, and the other one was just there, just going through the motions. And I really don't
It
know why
also looked like
because,
the UFC fighter Saturday with dude was laid out on damn ground. That also looked like.
well, I mean, like I said, this was not the same Force team that
No.
gave the Insomniacs everything they could handle back in week 1. It wasn't the
Yeah.
same team. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on. I
Could have been the
mean,
week off.
early,
That week off that nobody get to finish that week two. Could that?
I mean, it possibly could be a factor, but I mean, the Force is a very well ran organization. It's a very well coached
100%.
team.
Yes. Yeah.
Coach Coach Smith and Troy Shepard, their GM. I mean, they know what they've put together. And we all know there is talented players on that team, but for just whatever reason, it just felt like sick with it. Just hit him in the mouth, and they just had no plan or had no counter for anything. Now, I mean, earlier in the game, I like the aggressiveness that they were that
Yeah.
the Force was showing by, trying to stretch the ball down and go deep. But it just seems like they weren't trying to set it up by starting short then going over the top. Um, I don't know why they didn't try to establish one early with Alexander and Rogers in the backfield.
Yeah. It was a
And
lot of throwing. They threw the ball a lot,
I
especially
don't
in the.
know if it seemed like that Dion Fox was hesitant to run his opening. Just don't know.
We're just gonna just go ahead and apologize really in advance. Vegas, as we were just saying, they are experiencing very high winds. So we know what happens when my brother gets on. The high winds takes over. But the force was throwing the ball a lot in that game, and there was opportunities there. It would have been nice if they would establish the running game a little bit more, which we know that always helps out your quarterback when you have a running game. It makes it a lot easier to pass. But there were some plays that was left out there. They're very 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 different. As again, as we sit here and do the A7FL Week 3 recap, you see my brother is we're just gonna remove him here for a second. Yeah, that's just we'll give him a chance to reset and come back to it. Huh. Well, we had a little bad weather out here in California. I don't know what's going on with this bipolar weather. It should be 1 minute you give me 80 degrees. I whip out my basketball shorts and everything ready to go, and then the next thing you know, we got rain. It's ridiculous. I don't like that. Let's be one way. Yeah, but everybody knows when it changes of the season, we get that nice good one little rain, and then we get that good beautiful weather afterwards. So hopefully this was the last day of the rain as we wait for my co-host to get back in. Hopefully his internet is not taking too long. He has not chimed in on any parts of the news feeds. But hey, if we have any players from any game that's watching, if you guys like to chime in and give your 2 cents of what happens in today's games and what you look forward to moving forward throughout the weeks, please let me and Dub know, and we'll slide you guys in as my co-host is trying to make his return. There he is.
Did I mention I really dislike technology right now?
Oh well, it's a nice itch minus a letter.
Yeah. Anyhow, what I was trying to say before I got really interrupted and kicked out again. Um, anyway, as I was saying, I mean something that Chris had mentioned. Um, um, there's a lot of leagues getting chirpy out here, cuz, and thank you for chiming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, this is the A7FL Recap show of Week 3 on the Mizzle and Dub show. Pack.
I don't disagree with that statement. I don't, Mr. Packer. Yeah, definitely was a damn good day of football. I enjoyed every game, even though some of the score may look like it was one sided on a few games, but it was very entertaining. Very. Like I said, the pit bosses were just a few couple plays away, and just even trying to make that game very entertaining.
And now Mizzle is frozen up. So right now we were talking about what happened on the Game of the Week times, but as sick with it, shut out the force for nothing, which was kind of unexpected. A lot of us certainly were not looking to see that become.
Yeah, as we read the comments here on Dub's Dub's feed, yeah, pit bosses did look good. Listen, like I said, just a couple of few plays away, and they would have made that game a little more interesting. Yeah, a couple more pieces, and they'll be. I mean, we're only in week 3, and I believe the not finishing out week 2. That's why you may have saw. I don't know if I would say sloppiness, because like some teams look like they was just like sluggish a little bit. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. But oh, Knox 25, how's it going, brother? Welcome,
Knox
welcome.
25 live, Mr.
And
Mr. Only Dads himself.
Wait, I can hear you a little chirping on the sideline too while the wind was blowing.
Oh yeah, Knox was good for stepping by and dropping in his 2 cents. Okay,
Oh yeah,
now Jack, which team are you talking about? Now again,
I
this
think we're
is
talking about
out
the pit
to
bosses.
Knox.
I think we were talking about the pit bosses.
To Knox and Packer, if you guys want to come on and talk, let us know, and we will send you the link. And if you want to come on and drop some knowledge and drop what you talk about, you're more than welcome to chime in. No, I'm and the win. Maybe because I am over in the face. I don't know. Don't worry.
Knox is down. Well, Knox, once that Vegas win comes down and my brother can have a steady a steady link, we'll get that sent to you. And
do you want me to send it here or to your phone number? If you want me to send it to your phone, I need your number.
Yeah, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, while we're live, we're trying to get guests on just to see. That's what happens when you don't have sponsors and stuff. You can't take that good commercial break and then talk to your people when you excuse me want to get on. So,
and now it is Mizzle that is frozen. For whatever reason, if I'm not frozen, Mizzle's frozen. I'm not understanding this.
I don't feel like
it's windy. For some reason, technology just likes to take a crap, and I think Mizzle is returning.
I thought I never left.
I
did leave.
Oh, Well, on my on my end, you were buffering, so it's probably technology messing with me again, as it seems to be for whatever reason. But
Okay. See, well.
well, that's nice to know. So it's definitely on my end. Got it. Okay. Now we know the source of the issue. But thankfully, according to the weather, it's supposed to be 93 next week. So hopefully, no issues with wind, and technology will be so nice and not mess with us.
All right. So coming in from
But
the Facebook page, brother, it seems like we're both good. Mr. Brooks said he can see us. Knox say I'm good, but you lagging, so we just go blame that good Vegas weather.
yes, the nice, wonderful technology. Well, thank you guys for chiming in and letting us know that I look as bright crimson red as I do from getting burned in the face, which I did have sunscreen, which I will definitely use next week because it really got in on the top of my head. I look like a big crappy patty on the top of my head, but nonetheless,
Did
it
we
is what it
just
is.
bring SpongeBob onto our show? All right,
Yes, we
we did.
did because I mean, just look,
Yeah, yeah,
I really got
you
it in the head
golden,
today.
yeah, you golden up there.
Yeah, nice shiny crimson red dome.
You know what? If
Um,
you would have sprayed some Crisco up there, bro, you could have fried an egg on top of that motherfucker.
you know what? I really thought about sweating some chicken grease. I'm telling you. Hey, you know what? First off, let me just say this: Kamari Michael of the Hunters. This young man plays with a tremendous amount of heart. The man
Yeah,
does not
yeah,
quit, and
yes.
I know he is, bruh. I know you are sore. Um, yeah, Savion Cunningham
Oh,
is
now
a
that
special.
boy's a problem. That boy Savion is a problem.
Savion is a special God given talent football player, and
The
his
301. Why did they give that
his
to him? Why did they do
his
that?
his speed is absolutely ridiculous. Like
Ludicrous.
I really Knox, the link is sent to your message. Go ahead and check it out, bro. And whenever you click on it, we'll let you on. Again, this is the week 3 recap show of the A7FL. I'm Dub. That's Mizzle. And we thank everybody for chiming in. We
Yes,
thank
yes.
Mason Catazzoli for chiming in and watching. We appreciate you. Of course, Knox never afraid to say his piece, which now he's trying to which he's now trying to watch his words because he is the new division manager. By the way, Mason, I must say the uniform threads on the gold, that was some very nice clean uniforms y'all got.
You know what? Pretty
Um,
much everybody's uniform was pretty crispy today.
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
yeah,
I like the force. They kind of remind me like a little version of the Buffalo Bills a little bit, just a tad.
yeah, yeah,
You
just a
know,
tad.
but and when the Insomniacs break out their white uniforms, well, you already know how I feel about white uniforms because when my boys bust out the white uniforms, they the coldest things on the field.
Well, for some reason, White has brought some good things to the Sick uniform and the Insomniacs uniform,
Indeed.
which is very, very interesting. But getting back to what we saw in the Force and Sick, again, it just shocked me because, I mean, like I said, this was not the same Force team that was trading blows with the Insomniacs in week 1. Like I said,
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but also at the same time, you have to give credit to Sick because
Indeed.
Sick was just not going to be denied and just um
They had a
and
good
just
game plan and stuck to it. That's what I
and,
saw.
and here's the thing, according to Coach Mark, he said that they didn't have all of their players. They were missing 8 players,
Oh,
and yet they were missing 8 players, and they still put up 34 points and shut out a very talented Force team by the final score of 34-0. But yes, as I was saying, Kamari Michael, if you have not watched this young man play, do so. The man gives us all. Him and the Hicks brothers, Jeremiah and Marlon, number 17 and number 16, respectively, on the Hunters. Those gentlemen don't quit for nothing. But like I said, there will be some true tests coming this upcoming week here, in week 4 of the A7FL. Now, hopefully that is the right information that I sent. Okay,
And that's awesome too, because I get to watch. Next week as well. I, while we're sitting out the league, what a great way that I was able to sit here and listen and watch this week because I did have to go into work, but seniority kicked in for the
Yeah.
first for the very first time. My seniority at work kicked in.
Now let
Milwaukee.
me let me ask this question: Do you still
Okay,
get your Sunday? Do you still get your Sunday pay even though you went home early?
you're damn right I do.
Oh well. Hey, as we like to say, winning. That is definitely winning. But
And then I'm officially off next week, so we can still do the show around this time next week or whenever you
nice.
get home. And I get to sit home and actually because I feel bad that on some of the shows I'm gonna have to lean on you because I got to work and I try to listen so I don't have to be sitting here like, okay, yeah, that happened.
Well, I mean, yes, we do. We definitely know that the the 9 to 5s do have to happen because unfortunately bills do not stop.
Never,
Unfortunately,
even when you
um,
perish, they still come.
yeah, they yeah it sometimes takes a burden on the family, but just recapping what is going on here in A7. But again, I still go back to the fact that
Hey,
oh
there's
baby,
my
here
there's
we go. Here
my
we go. Okay.
ladies and
Ish
gentlemen.
Ish is about to get real now because
Yeah,
the division manager, Mr. Knox 25 Live, of course, he took off the only dad's beanie, but
man. I
it's
got
about
home. I got home and I took my shit off. And as soon as I pulled my hoodie over my head, I said, God damn, I smell like outside. I didn't play a lick of football today. I said,
no.
I smell like outside. I need to get
That's
in.
Well,
I need to get in some water.
here's how it was. Okay, now Knox. Okay, now when Knox first got there, he looked like he was about to put the pads on, put on the helmet, and go crack somebody like he's Lawrence Taylor.
I could have.
Okay, yeah. And we kept saying that, and his words were, "They don't want that smoke. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't
I
want
heard
it.
that.
They
I
don't
heard
want it."
that.
So,
Look, I still got it. That's what
oh,
a
we
lot
know
of
that.
motherfuckers see. They're like, you don't got it. Trust me, I still got it. I just don't. I'm not finna put my shit towards nothing. I don't feel like it's worth it.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Makes a lot of sense. But well, I mean, give us your take, big man, on what you saw out there in week 3, and just let the masses know your thoughts on what you saw.
Hold on,
Yes, Mister.
before you answer that question, Knox, I would like everybody to know. I can't remember what game it was, but Knox said a big return was about to come, and that big return came. I think it was game 3, but he was like a big return is about to happen, and boom, dude shot out like a cannon straight to the house.
Look, I'm telling you, look, it's like one of those where when you know, you know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And it's not even like one of those where you just know, you feel the energy, you feel the vibes, you see who's out there, you feel me?
yes,
You see who's throwing. You know what I'm saying? You know what's going on because of, again, how I always tell people how you choose to break down the game. You know what I'm saying? I really pay attention to everybody, whether they trash or whether they good. I pay attention to everybody. So when you know, or when you just want it to happen, you
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. I know. I'll
yeah,
play the sport. I'll play the sport. I know.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Will
But
Franklin is that how you feel, Will Franklin? That's that's how you feel tonight, Will.
what do you say?
He said these 3 ninjas.
Hey
Well,
man, look,
you know what? We kind of are the 3 ninjas. We got the two darks and the light bright. So Rocky Coat and Tum Tum. I'll take it.
little Oreo. You know what I'm saying?
Well, concerning that it is 3:02 a.m. on the East Coast, we appreciate Will Franklin for staying up and watching us as we
Indeed.
as we do give our recap to week 3 of the A7FL. So Knox, go ahead and tell us your insight of what you saw out there because you were all over the place on the field tonight. So the
Oh
floor is
yeah.
yours, my man.
Oh, uh, First off, I thought the setup was great. The field was great.
Yeah,
Uh,
Phil was fantastic.
yeah, even just we'll even say where the fans were. That was cool. You know what I'm saying? So I did like that. Overall, as far as like games and stuff, I was surprised in many of the games. I was surprised at some of the plays. I was surprised at some of the scores. Um, Overall, I thought for let's just say how we had to go with week two, you would have never thought week two went the way that it went because of the football that we were able to receive today. And I
Okay.
thought overall, like it was some great highlights from all the games.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can go back to each game and really break down, you know what I'm saying, different stuff. And I thought that was actually pretty cool too, as well as even the matchups this week. The matchups this week were pretty cool. It all made sense.
Will, to answer your question, Will, to answer your question, there were some that did happen, especially in the last game between the Hunters and Over the Top. Now, Knox probably knows more about that than I do because we know there was some ejections. I know there
Yeah.
was one. I know there was one ejection
What
in
he
the.
asked, I'm not on YouTube. What he say?
No, he on my Facebook page. He asked how many elections and suspensions was handed out today.
Man,
I think he means ejections, not elections, because I don't think he's trying to garner votes. But
That could have been that autocorrect if you got an iPhone.
man,
Curse
look,
that.
how many people had on hoodies and was that a uniform in the East Coast?
Ooh.
well,
Ooh.
Scotty did point that out that a person from the Snow Tribe was wearing
Hey,
pants and not
they
the team
man,
designated shorts
he
or
he
team.
he had just left the club or something. He still had on his bottoms. He said, "Hey, I only got my top." You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm here. I'm
I
here.
told you. I told you Knox 25 is going to bring it raw and uncut, let me tell you.
What's the deal?
Which by the way, you can catch him, myself, the Viking, and Chris Wednesdays at 5:30 on the Other Side of the Ball podcast here on the Other Side of the Ball YouTube channel. As we
Yes,
will
indeed.
also give our recaps on week 3 and talk about week 4. If I could ask a question, big man, what do you think was the most shocking thing that you did not expect that happened today?
Solid question.
I would say in the beginning, and even just how things was going against and with the pit bosses versus the Insomniacs. I, w- it's one of those where not, and when I say surprised, I'm not, and I got to be clear with that. I'm not meaning that in a disrespectful way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those where you expect that well-oiled machine to be pretty fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So to see certain plays get away from them, see, certain drives not happen the way, you know what I'm saying, they would have expected, or even just like I said, the way they were, I don't even say, the way the pit bosses were allowing themselves to keep themselves in it and keep themselves motivated to make it a game. You know what I'm saying? It made it interesting to watch because, again, with some of our predictions, we thought it was going to be worse than what it was.
Mm.
But come to find out, it really wasn't. And pit bosses were able to make plays and make highlights themselves to where, like I said earlier, you can go back and you can quote some of those. It was pretty tough trying to look, and you've seen it for themselves, right? So we'll say for what they're trying to build and what they're focusing on with this season, you feel me? We see they have a difficult time or had a difficult time with a mobile quarterback. Somebody that's able to slip through and really put on the wheels. You feel me? So you think when they play, and if they play, let's just say BIC or whoever they end up playing, they have some pretty mobile quarterbacks, and they have some receivers that can, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was a learning lesson, and that gave them some film to watch. You feel me? To where they'll know what to do differently. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Yeah. As we know, Sterry Condriton and Huff are both very elusive.
Yeah.
And also can make, well, I mean, Huff for sure can make those unique, unorthodox throws from his, as they like to do. And of course, you know, Sterry is just as accurate as anybody playing quarterback in this league. So that's a very good point, a very good analogy. Did you now? We had talked about when you and I did the podcast last week. We talked about that Force and Sick was going to be a close game. I think nobody was expecting a 34-0 score.
Hey,
from your point of view,
School said they blew their load on the Insomniacs. All right, pre-ejaculation came too early. Okay, that's what happened. I'm just saying. You feel me? They didn't take their time. You know what I'm saying? They got to start learning. They got to start learning foreplay. Okay, foreplay will get you a long ways. Okay. And that's what happened. They had that game against the Insomniacs, okay, and that gave us the fucking boost to be like, hey, you know what? They coming in with a different head on their shoulders. They ready. Yeah. This ain't me as when I played them, but it's like you gave the same game that you would have gave even if I was there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm speaking on. Whereas like I would have, and like I told a couple of their players, we want to see them win.
Yeah.
We don't not want to see you win. We want to see you guys finish the games. The guys that we said we wanted to see finish the games, they finished the games today.
You're not wrong. But again, I
was looking at that. I thought they would have played a good display. It was. Woo.
Do you
now tough to watch.
Let me ask you this: do you think they tried to establish the run too late? Do you think they should have tried to establish it early? And I'm talking about in the Force's case.
I would say when the Force played the Insomniacs, they ran the ball a lot. Mm-hmm. They were, if I'm not mistaken, they were cycling through their backs. You know what I'm saying? And all their backs were getting positive yardage. They didn't do that this game. They kind of stuck to maybe one or two, if I'm not mistaken, but they maybe realistically have like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really utilize the run game. It was a lot of short throws, little ducks. You know what I'm saying? Underthrows, missed looks, misreads. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the same game that we saw. But again, that gives them something to go back and watch because now they can see what they did when they played the Insomniacs and they were close, as opposed to when they played, let's just say, the number 2 team and got blown out. You know what I'm saying? So in what case and what went wrong?
That's a very good point. Very good analogy. That is very, very it's just still very shocking because again, you don't expect to see a team like the Force get shut out like that.
No.
But I mean, again, you must give credit where credit's due because, like I said, Sick came out, established what they did. But again, it does help when you do have one Darren Palmer on your team that can do many, many things. And
that boy gets busy.
Yes, he does. And
that
scoring touchdowns is one of those. Yeah. He has the knack of just when you need a big play, look to number 8's direction because 9 times out of 10 he will make that play. I mean, it's like sometimes we say fourth and munchie and fourth down. Look for number 8 in that orange, and he normally will make a play for you as he found again today.
Hey, you know, it's funny. I said that shit in my head, but you know, we got fourth and Munchie. I didn't want to say it because fourth and Munchie, that sounds good. So then we don't got nothing to really rhyme with DP shit yet. So I didn't say it.
Well, I will take an analogy.
Hey, I swear to God, I was like, damn, that's crazy. I was gonna say the same shit, but I was like, yep, don't got nothing really cool for that one just yet.
I will take a page from my brother's playbook because he used to say this about Vernon Davis all the time when Vernon Davis was at his peak of his powers with my beloved 49ers. But he always say, find Vernon Davis, great things happen. I'll say this about Darren Palmer. You find Darren Palmer, great things will happen. And
by far means I am not a Niner fan.
No, you made that abundantly clear many times in the 27 years I have known you. But I mean, again, Darren Palmer just finds a way to make plays. Julio Moore ran the ball effectively. Devin Houston, when he got in, he ran the ball very effectively. Again, they gave JG time to throw the ball, which again, as I said, JG, as Knox knows, being his former teammate, he is very heavy on timing and precision because he throws a very accurate ball when he has the time to. He can shred you like any other quarterback when they have time to throw the ball. But I mean, seriously speaking, I think one of the things that really impressed me was adding Diggs, adding Lugo to their offensive line to joy the big ooze, Mr. Sal, in that offensive line just gives JG more time on the ball. And in addition to that, tall men like Lugo should not be running routes like that and be running fast down the sideline en route to the end zone.
Crazy, man. They call that man a duffel bag for a reason, bro. Hey, that man is a Duffy. You feel me? Most people got backpacks. That man is a Duffy. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you. The pickup of them two, I played alongside both of them. Played with Lugo and against them. You feel me? Played with Diggs. Won championships, all that shit with Sick and Flag. So it's like when you heard those two, I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be some hot shit. You know what I'm saying? Because those are two people that love to get physical. You know what I'm saying? Love to get. Man, you lagging again, homie.
You add it's technology. It's windy. It's a whole lot of it's a whole lot of stuff about the situation, but not that. They add Joe K. local kid to the mix, which just makes the defense more better. And of course, adding one of your co-hosts, Piggy, on your Hurricane on Wednesday, fees has been tremendous since he has returned back to the fold.
Oh yeah, both of them. They both been going crazy, especially Fees. He just came off that injury, so to see him getting busy, that's dope.
Yeah. What I also like seeing is big man with football. That's what I like about this league, man. It's not about the fast player or the most athletic player. It don't matter. If you athletic, you getting the ball.
No, for sure.
That's what I do like. Are you back with us, Dub?
I hope so.
You know what? You do look two-tone right now. I'm sorry.
Hey, I had to turn my brightness up. I was like, I'm pretty hard with it.
Like I said, I got burned in the face today.
Over there looking like a little red bone.
I look like a straight up Krabby Patty right now, all up in the face. I am almost trying to look like Brother Love right now. I love you.
Oh man.
Look like some Bruce Pritchard. But also want to throw in there, Matt Murphy is just a bulldog.
Oh yes.
All that man does is just make plays and be a havoc on defense. If you need him to run down the field and get open, he can do it for you too. He is just a problem. And I guess I learned something new today. You can also wear bonnets in the A7FL because there were a lot of bonnets being worn on the field today.
Like I said in the comments, you got to have hair to understand.
That is true. You do.
That's like a whole treat. That's like a whole treatment for them. Swear.
Oh yeah. Hell, I wear a bonnet. Hell, shit. So
Well,
yeah,
of
you
course
gotta
not.
understand.
Well, when I think of bonnets, I think of going to Nations because that's what the ladies wear when they're cooking your Nation's hamburger. They wear bonnets.
Of
So
course, you incorporate food with bonnet.
why would I not?
I mean, a great restaurant. I ain't gonna sit back and
Yeah.
lie, but that's
Eh, eh,
crazy that you incorporate food with it.
maybe that's just my way of saying right now I need a Nation's burger. I don't know, but nonetheless, you are watching the Mizzle and Dub Show A7FL Week 3 recap, and we appreciate Knox25 for chiming in and giving us his time. Of course, utilizing his new position as a division manager. So next week, some very interesting matchups. But real quick, Knox, I wanted to get your thoughts on BIC giving the business, which some people did not expect, as BIC pulls out a 35-20 win over the Patterson U. What's your thoughts on that?
Now, because I didn't watch none of it. I didn't watch none of it. I was getting just like I'm pretty sure everyone else was the score updates. So I can tell by the score updates, it was some pretty crazy shit going on. And I say that because I think at one point in time it was like 20-8, if I'm not mistaken.
The score at halftime was 22-8 BIC.
Right. So they ended up coming back, if I'm not mistaken, and it was like 20-20 or 22-20 or something like that the last time I had heard. So then now when I finally hear when you just said that was what was you said 30 what?
I think he said 22. Oh, with the final score?
Final score.
I think it was like 30 something to
20.
Right. So now it's like I want to see either how they went up like that or I got that's crazy. But a lot of us didn't really want to make predictions, and the ones that did make predictions,
it's probably on my end more than likely.
Yeah, the ones that made predictions look like
the ones that did make predictions. It's probably on.
I'm glad I win. No prediction, great game. I was right.
But sometimes that's the best way to
go. There you have it. Yeah.
I want to go back.
You're not wrong. So next week, So next week, to preview what's going on for week number 4 of the A7FL, we'll go ahead and we're going to have the Olatengi Volcanoes take on the QC Crush, going through the Midwest and the East games first before we tackle the Vegas games. Patterson U and the East Orange Renegades. I feel bad for the Renegades, and Corey Hammond, may God be with you. They're going to play a very upset, motivated Patterson U team. Let me tell you, the BIC will take on the Buzz. The BIC will be traveling to Baltimore to take on the Buzz, so that's where they'll be at. The Renegades and the Asbury Park, New Jersey. The Covington High School take on the Cincinnati Chaos. That should be an entertaining game in the Ohio division. And the Sooksy Animals take Tribe. Indianapolis Octane on the Columbus Explorers. And it will be, that's it for the Northeast and Florida. And here in Vegas, somebody will get their first win of the season next week, as the first game on the Nevada slate will be the Vegas Gold against the Pit Bosses.
That should be good. That might be one.
That might be the most entertaining game out of the day. Well, certainly the most competitive game out of the day.
I agree.
Even though Knox doesn't agree, but hopefully the Gold will finally be in there.
Nah, my bad. I thought I was lagging. I had muted myself, so I'm just shaking my head in agreement.
Oh, okay.
What were you looking at? I saw the universal, yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
I got these tacos. I'm finna warm up.
when in doubt, never go wrong with tacos. Yes, indeed. Pit bosses and the gold. Somebody will get their win for sure, unless the game supposedly ends in a tie. But whatever you do, don't be Donovan McNabb. Whatever you do, folks, don't do that. Yes,
Hey, Dub,
Niles.
real quick. How surprised were you that the Gold got their first touchdown today?
I was
Mm.
because I thought, but again, Aiden Alec is a dog. That man's motor does not quit for nothing. He will give you everything he has, and hopefully the Gold can build off that going into week 3 against or week 4 against the Pit Bosses. Hopefully the Pit Bosses will have their actual jerseys and not wearing these rentals as they have been the 2 out of the last 3 weeks of the season. Today they were wearing Kenyan Spring jerseys, which thankfully they had very visible numbers, but hopefully the Pit Bosses will be in their Pit Boss greens next week. Now, the second game really is interesting simply because of the fact that you have Over the Top coming off their 44-6 win, and now they get their first true test as you would think they're going to play a highly motivated, pissed off, chip on their shoulder force team in the 1:30 slot. Now, normally, as we know, Over the Top plays at 7 p.m., but in this particular case, they're playing in the 1:30 time slot. Now, this particular Over the Top team this year has a lot of depth. In years past, they have not, and when they've played in the daytime, they hardly had anybody show up. For those that have kept track on the history of Over the Top. Now, with that said, if most of the roster for Over the Top is there, and you have the Force normal roster, you could say the depth is even. But I think this will be a true test to see what kind of team that Over the Top wants to be. And on the same aspect, again, the Force definitely want to get that stench out of their paws and get back on the field and definitely prove that last week was indeed one game, and they want to show that they still have the desire to compete and have their own championship aspirations. That's in the 1:30. Will get their first win out of the Pit Bosses and the Gold. Well, somebody will get their first L of the season. It's the Kryptonite taking on the Insomniacs in the game of the week time slot at 4 p.m. We will see if Alexander Flisk will return for the Kryptonite because he was not there today. And, of course, the Insomniacs meeting the Insomniacs. And then in the nightcap under the lights, it will be the Hunters taking on Sick-Witted. So that is your week 4 slate.
I like this week. I like this week lineups too. This will be. It's a lot. It's a lot on the line. Didn't you say what a first L and first W could happen? That's going to happen this next week.
Well, somebody will get their first L out of the Pit Bosses and the Gold, and somebody will take the L out of the Insomniacs and the Kryptonite, as the Kryptonite and Insomniacs, both teams coming into that one undefeated. And of course, the winless Pit Bosses taking on the winless Gold. Something will have to give. Somebody's O will go.
You go see who wants it this week. That week right there, you go see who. Yeah. And definitely I like to see if the Forest can, like you just said, get out of their heads and just erase what happened and just come out there and play good football because they do have the talent. So yeah, this week is nice.
Yeah, but I want them to actually come out and play football and not try to do all that showboating and all that bullshit like y'all just didn't get y'all ass with this past week. You feel me?
Yeah.
Come out, be humble, like you starting from rock bottom all over again, and you feel me? Finish the fucking game off.
Yeah. It's a good week. Good week for that. Definitely.
So if I'm asking, man, what type of tacos are you having?
Hey, some asada
yeah.
from Pepe's.
And I don't know if he's Oh, Pepe's Tacos.
Yeah.
Aside of
Pepe's Tacos also has very good fries. If you haven't tried them, please do.
Man, somebody need to make tacos $1 again, though. I'm
Carne.
just saying.
As you know, carne asada fries, they are crack. They are super crack for those that don't know.
There you go.
I'm just telling you.
Man,
Especially if they're made right.
right now. Alberto's is still open right now.
Well,
You said Alberto's?
Alberto's, yeah.
Oh, shit. Our shit called Roberto's.
no, well, Alberto's in Northern California. Alberto's in California is the equivalent to Roberto's out here in Vegas. I'll say it like that. It's the cousin to Roberto's in Vegas as it is in California. That's the best analogy as I can put it. But nonetheless, I guess if I could ask this question, what's the one thing you're hoping to see in Week 4, as Week 4 is vastly approaching?
Now, who was you asking that to? That was to Knox, right?
That's for everybody. That's for everybody. Just what's the one?
Well, first for me, I would like to see how the force is going to respond. That's just the one of the main thing that they're too good to not play like how they played this week. I'm looking forward to that. Who the Insomniacs got again? Because I know that it's the Kryptonite, right?
They're playing the Kryptonite. So somebody's O will go.
Every game this week is. I'm just interested for Week 4 because every game has something on the line, just per se. You know, first W. Somebody's taking the L. Can the force bounce back from getting shut out? So, hell, this almost sounds like a week of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and you get it in 1 week.
Almost sounds like the Bloodline storyline, as that's
exactly.
That's going to continue to get more interesting. I agree, definitely.
That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
Hey,
my bad. Y'all know I fuck with it too. So when I see,
and the Hall of Famer gets out there selling it. Paul Heyman made the segment a lot more better than what it was.
Yeah,
you know.
That nigga said, "Call Roman Reigns."
Yes.
Well,
yes.
like I said, if they do what I think they're about to do,
come on, man, we talked about that.
We know who the tribal chief was that make that call.
But I'm just saying, if they go where they're going, Paul Heyman was not lying when they said we're only in the 3rd inning with this. So, I mean, could it be a bloodline civil war? Stay tuned and watch, folks, because this is where they start to hook you back in here and try to give you big numbers for SummerSlam. But yeah, definitely. Can the Force regain their swag, for lack of a better term, and just basically show that they are still a good team, because they are. Like I said, there's players on the team. But also at the same forefront, will the Insomniacs stop trying to practice stuff and then just go to their repertoire and just do what they do? Or can the Crypto Kings or the Kings of Knights, a.k.a. the Kryptonite, or can they just perhaps shock the world and try to punch the Insomniacs in the mouth? That remains to be seen. And of course, Sick in the nightcap against the Hunters. Can Sick duplicate or possibly duplicate their all-time score of 92 from a season ago? That remains to be seen. But yeah, they scored 92 in one game, and that was the most scored by a single team in A7FL history. But nonetheless, you can catch all of that on DAZN Stadium, A7FL.TV, Caffeine TV, HBCU Plus, and CSN, and of course locally in Las Vegas on Fox 5.2 and Cox Channel 125, all a part of the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Gentlemen, final thoughts as we put a bow on a wrap on this Week 3 recap of the A7FL. Final thoughts. Mizzle, I'll let you lead it off.
I just like how you, Chris, and the Viking handled the elements. You guys did a tremendous job, man. I know the wind was whipping y'all ass, but you guys stayed focused and still delivered. Um, just it was a shocking weekend, but that's what sports is all about. You have that one week till you where you're like, wow, like we had high expectations. You guys had the game of the week, and the game of the week didn't deliver. But some of the games that did look like they were a blowout, it wasn't kind of a blowout. Just some of the teams beat themselves per se. Just a good, tremendous week of football, and I'm looking forward to week 4. But yeah, just a shout out to you, Chris and the Viking, for just holding it down, man.
It definitely was not easy in those elements. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Big man, what you got?
Overall, I think it was a great week. Like I said, it was a great weekend of football. Definitely was a get back from. I see what I did there. Get back from week 2. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of players out there where I'm pretty sure they were even happy to be back out there. Like I said, with the facility being what it was, being accessible to everybody, the families, players and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty dope. I think everybody should thank and give a big thank you to, Munchie and the school over there, you know what I'm saying, for even just allowing us to do that. I would say
yes, big time.
Y'all, they should clean up their fucking sidelines, you feel me? You can see after everybody leaves why the fuck people end up losing the schools. But y'all should really clean up after yourself. Y'all some grown-ass men. So for week 4, I would definitely like to see people clean up after themselves, stop leaving their bullshit up there, and give us some more great football.
It's okay to throw away. But yes, special thanks to Eric Schufert for putting his rep on the line to get us Modern Academy, which is a very nice field.
You call that shit something different on every show.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Fucking love you,
because I love you, brother. I love you. But special thanks to Modern Academy for letting us use their facility. Very nice field, very nice design field.
It was nice.
About to get to these tacos, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, big man. Thank you, Knox.
Definitely.
Knox 25 for coming on and busting out with the tacos. Special thanks to Daniel Packard for chiming in as he is waiting to get back on the field. Special thanks to Mason Catazoli for coming in and leaving some comments, and Kamari Michael for coming in and leaving some comments as well. We appreciate you guys. And, of course, to the birthday boy, Kenny Brooks, celebrating his birthday and spending his birthday time with us on this show. We appreciate you more than you know, bruh. And special thanks to everybody for chiming in on this Week 3 recap edition show of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Now, stay tuned, because after we end this stream, we're going to come right back with Mizzle and Dub Show number 186.
Yeah, we got some basketball to talk about, right?
And we have some basketball from the association as the play-in matchups are set, and some of the playoff matchups are set. So So 185 of the Mizzle and Dub Show is coming up right after this. So right after we go stop the live stream on this, we will come back with number 185, and we will talk about the play-ins, which starts on Tuesday from the 16th to the 19th is when the season will go on for the play-in. And then, of course, April the 20th, it starts for real, the march to the Larry O'Brien Trophy. So thank you for all for chiming in on this edition of Week 3 of the A7FL Recap Show on the Mizzle and Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. Bright crimson red and all. But nonetheless, we appreciate y'all. Next week on the Mizzle and Dub Show YouTube channel, as we will recap Week 4 of the A7FL. So we appreciate you guys for chiming in. And as always, it is 12 off the clock, some damn where. So stay tuned. Don't leave us. We're going to come right back and do episode number 185 of the Mizzle and Dub Show as Zordok-san, Super Dummy Baker, takes us out. See you next week for week 4.
Hey, what did he say in Harlem Night? That boy good.
Told you that boy good.
Shout out to my son for the music.